morning on The Circle. Question, could your personality give you heart disease or increase your chances of becoming obese? According to recent research, the answer is yes.
Studies have found that certain personality types are more susceptible to certain health risks. To tell us more, please welcome psychologist Melanie Schilling to the couch. Welcome, Melanie.
Thank you.
What do you mean by certain personality types will predispose you to certain diseases?
I know, it is a bit scary.
Yeah.
Well, if you think about our health, it kind of comes from two factors, doesn't it? So we've got the genetics, so it comes from mum and dad and all the organic factors, but then there's our behaviour, which is stuff that we control.
Right.
And of course our behaviour is driven by our personality. So psychologists love to talk about the big 5 factor theory of personality. So essentially there's 5 different personality types, and we all have a little bit of each.
Yes.
Some of us have more of some bits than others. So we're talking about neuroticism.
Neurotic.
So there's extroverts, there's the agreeable ones, conscientious ones, neurotic ones, and open people.
That's right.
I'm none of those, by the way.
I don't think you can diagnose yourself your own personality, don't you think? You've got a
Well, it's hard.
neurotic.
We all have a bit of everything, don't we? There's no neurotics on this couch,
No.
let's be honest.
Psychotic, maybe.
How can you tell that?
Well, actually, I can't. I mean, let's be honest, you're all in entertainment, so there's got to be a little bit of extroversion, maybe a lot of extroversion.
And a lot of neurotic.
A little bit of neuroticism.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit of that.
So which of the 5 personality types is the most at risk?
Well, this is the thing. There's a whole lot of research that says each type has certain health risks. But if we take our favourite, the neuroticism, so we think about anxiety. So what the research tells us is then as anxiety goes up, we become a whole lot more susceptible to a whole bunch of disorders. So think about when you're stressed and you get a bit anxious and you think, oh, I've got a tummy ache. So that whole thing, the nervous tummy. So that's about stomach acid. So you get stressed. You know, the stress hormone, cortisol, goes through the roof and it all starts churning. Or you say, I'm sick to my stomach, I'm worried sick. You know, all of those expressions come from that.
So I find that happens when you do get sick. If you you can either like feel in the dumps and then it goes on for 2 weeks. But if you go, I'm going to overcome this and kind of feel good and positive and have a bit of stuff from the chemist and
that's it.
It's a lot quicker.
Optimism. So this is another thing that wasn't on the graphic there is optimism. And there's been all this research linking optimism as a personality kind of style to health benefits, but also health risks. So the health benefits are pretty obvious and it helps you recover more quickly if you have that positive mindset. But what was found is that people who are optimistic, so perhaps extroversion leading to optimism, leads to weight gain.
I'm a very optimistic person. No, seriously, even before you said that, I'm like, I'm an optimistic person, I think.
Well,
I generally feel the best.
Yep.
So we put on weight because we think, bah.
You think,
Is that how it works? Yeah.
This is it. And so
understand that.
from a psychological point of view, it's fantastic because it's great for your self-esteem and self-belief and just really trusting who you are and being happy with that.
Sure.
But of course, then there's all the health risks associated with obesity.
Yeah.
We've got all the heart disease and diabetes and so on.
What are some of the other personality disorders and not disorders, personalities types and the diseases that they
Well, I guess
associate with?
one of the things that's come through, and this probably relates to that agreeableness, so it's the nice factor.
Yes.
So nice people and the health benefits with being nice. And what they found is that men who are more sensitive, so more in touch with their feminine side, tend to engage in behaviours like talking about how they're feeling, so they'll vent, but they'll also be more likely to go to the doctor if they're feeling sick.
Right.
So you know what this means? Men need to be more like women. Men need to woman up in order to be healthier and live longer. So this is good news.
Hang on, you can't get a man to the doctors.
Well, this is the point.
And there's no such thing as man flu. Let me say it right there. There's no such thing as man flu.
What about conscientiousness?
Well, conscientiousness is all about being proactive in your health choices. So what I like about the research here is it's saying if you're conscientious and you're vigilant and you really take care to look ahead and say, OK, I'm going to actually go to the doctor, even though I'm not sick, just for a checkup. Or I'm going to check in with my naturopath. I'm going to be really mindful about what's going on in all of my different health systems. And the research says that those people obviously tend to ward off illness.
In your opinion, Melanie, what is the best, healthiest personality type?
Oh, that's a tough one. I guess a lot of the research tells us that people who are extroverted, like all of us, tend to be more open about putting their hand up when they're sick, but also about venting when they're stressed. Because a lot of what we're talking about now relates to stress, doesn't it?
Yeah,
so your personality driving stress and the way you cope when you're stressed and when all that cortisol's running around your body.
Yeah, okay.
So if you are someone who bottles things up,
I think they get everything, and I still firmly believe that stress is a trigger for cancer. That's my own opinion from the people that I've seen that have had it, and the type of person that they are.
Yeah. And there's lots of research being done on that stuff at the moment, and it's toxic for your body. So the idea is, if you have stress, to bring it down, bring those stress levels down as quickly as you can.
Absolutely. Well, time out is one of the remedies for de-stressing. So please thank psychologist Melanie Schilling. We're going to take some time out.